Hi, this is Toby with Cuttle, and we're on part 2 of the Getting Started tutorial. And in this video, we will add a design to the tabbed pentagon that we made in part 1. So I'm going to show you how to use the pen tool, which is up here, and you click it, and then you're able to draw Bezier curves. So it works similarly to um, other other vector editors in that you place your points and you can change the Bezier handles, which is sort of how much they curve outwards. While you're in the pen tool, you can add points like so by clicking along the path, and then you can move them around. You can also delete paths, anchors on the path by pressing the delete key. And you can also, if you don't want the handles to be parallel, you can hold the Option key, and then you're able to change the handles independently of each other. So I'm going to delete that one and let's see, make sort of a paisley-like shape. And then I want to take this and I want to create a symmetrical design with 5-fold rotational symmetry. So I'm going to apply a rotational repeat to that original shape, and I'll set the repetitions to 5. And I think I'm going to sort of move this around a little bit. Sometimes when I'm making more decorative designs, I don't like snapping to be on because I'm not trying to snap anything, I'm just trying to position it where I want it. So I'm going to turn snapping off, and then that will let me drag things around in a more freehand way. And if I wanted to change the this path, I can always double click on it, and then I'm editing the those anchors again. And I double clicked to get out again. So double click to edit the anchors, and then when you're done, you can double click and then you're back out, and then you can select the path again. I want to add a few circles as decorative elements, so I'm going to drag a circle in, resize it while holding Shift to keep its aspect ratio to keep it a perfect circle. And now I want to take this circle and apply the same rotational repeat to it. So I could select the circle and then apply another rotational repeat modifier. But instead what I'm going to do is I want to create a group that's going to have this shape and the circle, and apply the rotational repeat modifier to the group so that I can sort of keep everything organized. So I'm going to select this. So this is the path that has the rotational repeat on it. I'm going to group it by going to Edit Group or hitting Command G. So now I have a group that has this path with the rotational repeat modifier on it. And I'm going to take my circle and I'm going to put it in the group. So now this group contains the circle and the path. And then I'm going to take this rotational repeat modifier that's currently on the path, and I'm going to drag it and put it on the group. So now everything within this group will have this rotational repeat applied to it, including the circle and the original path that I drew. And this is handy because now you can see that I'm within the context of the group because the circle and the path are the selectable items. If I double click on the background, now the whole group gets selected. Or I can double click on the group and now I'm within this context again. And then when I'm within the context, if I drag in additional shapes, they're all within that group. So I can put those wherever I want to put them. Next, I'm going to show you how to pan and zoom the canvas. So I can zoom. I'm using a mouse, so I'm going to just use the scroll wheel on my mouse to zoom. If you're on a trackpad, you can pinch to zoom, basically like a Google Maps kind of interface. And if I want to pan on a mouse, it's right-click drag. So you just drag with the right mouse button, and that will pan your canvas. So I'll play with this stuff a little bit. Another handy thing to be able to do is duplicate. So you can hold the Alt or Option key, and then when you drag something, it creates a copy. So you can do that. You can also duplicate by going to Edit, Duplicate, or hitting Command D. So you can hit Command D, and then that creates another copy, which then you can drag and put it wherever you want it. So I'm able to create shapes like that. If I want to draw another path, I can also go into my pen tool. And since I'm drawing a path within this group that has a rotational repeat, I can see live exactly how the thing that I'm drawing is getting replicated, which is pretty neat. So I can I'm going to hold Option to create another sharp point. Go back to my select tool and double click out. So now I have this path, which I can put somewhere. Maybe I'll duplicate it, do another one, and I'll edit the curve a little bit. I can also resize and rotate. So the rotation is right outside of the resize handle. So I had made this circle, but I had forgotten to hold Shift, but I wanted it to be a nice circle. So I hit Command Z, which doesn't undo. You can also go to Edit, Undo. Okay, so I have a shape like that. Other things you could do, for example, would be, so I'm going to go back into this and I'll make another circle, and maybe I want to make another sort of motif that's rotated, so I can apply a rotational repeat to this circle and put the center of rotation, say, over here. Maybe I want, maybe I'll have 5 circles that are like that. So I can move the center and I can move the original circle, but if I want to move both, then I can just group what I have. So I go to Edit Group, and now I can move this whole thing as a unit. Maybe I want more circles on there, so I'll change the number of repetitions. Maybe that'll be 10, and each one will be a little bit smaller. All right, so that's how you can make a design like that. So remember we had turned off snapping, so we may want to turn that back on if we want to use the snapping. So now let's export that. So to export an SVG, we simply go to File, Export SVG, and then it will by default go to your Downloads folder, and then you can open it up in Cricut Design Space or your Glowforge or whatever you're using to cut your material. Thanks for watching.